Hi, this is Kevin Thomas, and welcome back to the At Home Film Festival. This week, I am going to look at award-winning, acclaimed, successful movies that I don't really like that much, or even at all. Please don't get mad at me. We all have an opinion. That's why it's nice to share yours with everybody. We're going to take a look at movies like this, Casablanca. I am not a big fan. It's good, but did it deserve the Best Picture Oscar? I don't think so. And does it deserve the 99% it has on Rotten Tomatoes? I don't think so, but it's been endeared for decades as one of the greatest movies ever made. I just thought it was good, but not all that. What do you think? Give me comments below. And if you want to watch it, it's on Max right now. So go there and take a look. Let's see what other movies we have in store. Oh my God, everybody remembers this famous scene with that song As Time Goes By. I do like that moment. And I do like it, I just don't love it. Anyway, let's move on. What else do we have this week? Let's take a look. Now, people are gonna get mad at me, but don't please. I don't like Star Wars. This is part 4 now, but at the time it was the first movie in 1977 that has a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, 6 Oscars, made $775 million, but I didn't really care for it. I liked the score, but I saw none of the sequels, none of the 5 or 6 others, because if I didn't like this one, why am I gonna watch the story continue? I just felt, to me, it's very much like a Saturday morning live action show. So why don't I just watch live action on Saturday morning? I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of Star Wars. My friend Michael is gonna get so mad at me. I'm sorry, Michael. Another big Oscar winner from 1977. God, had so many good movies, but this one, Annie Hall, which won 4 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Actress. I like it, I really do. But I don't know why, of all the Woody Allen movies, he had made so many movies before this that were strictly comedy. When he added a little drama, then the Oscars took notice. But I liked him better with his work in Manhattan, which is now canceled due to all the themes. But Hannah and Her Sisters. And I think Diane Keaton's really good in this, but it's not like the greatest movie. It does not deserve all those Oscars. It has a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. If you want to watch it with me, why don't you go to MGM Plus or Pluto? But let's take a look at the other Oscar nominees for Best Actress that didn't win because of Diane Keaton, shall we? Let's just take a break from the movies I don't like. Let's go. Marsha Mason was really good in The Goodbye Girl, and it was up for an Oscar for Best Picture as well. She was nominated, and Richard Dreyfuss actually won Best Actor, but no Oscar for Marsha. Oh my God, then there was The Turning Point. The loser of 11 Oscars because it was nominated in so many categories. Both Anne Bancroft here and Shirley MacLaine were nominated. Neither one of them won. I actually thought this was great for Shirley. It really was.
Paper. Oh, this is a tiny little one. I'd practically forgotten him. Why'd you make your best pal doubt herself and her hubby? Why, Emma? Why'd you take the chance of lousing up her marriage? Why'd you say to me, you better have that baby, because if you don't, you'll never hold on to Wayne? Why'd you say all that? I'm just curious.
You have a curious memory. But don't we all? As I remember, I said if you had an abortion, you might lose Wayne.
No, that's sweet, but that's inaccurate. I remember exactly your words. Below these too many moons. And eventually I figured out why you said them, because I also remember that you said, forget about Michael's ballet, there'll be others. You clever little twinkle-toes. You knew a ballet like that comes along once in a career, and you wanted it. Real bad. So you lied to make sure you got what you wanted.
Dee Dee, I've never had to lie to get what I wanted. I'm too good.
Really?
Yes.
And I suppose if you said bullshit, you'd say it French, wouldn't you?
If that word came as naturally to me as it does to you, I'd have used it several times by now in English. But I think it's more appropriate that you say it to yourself. For trying to blame me for what you did. Dee Dee, the choice was yours. It's much too late to regret it now.
Same to you, Emma, my darling.
That's not a little toad. That's rather a large bullfrog. I don't want to be anybody's mother. I think of Amelia as a friend. And one reason I tried to help stupid me. I thought it would make you happy if your daughter became what you wanted to be and never could be.
Meaning you. It's so lovely to be you.
Well, obviously you think so.
No. And anyway, I doubt if Amelia could become you. She's as talented as you are, and she works as hard. There's one thing, dearest friend, that you are, that Amelia, poor darling, is not.
And what, pray tell, is that?
A killer. You'd walk over anybody and still get a good night's sleep. That's exactly how you got where you are, isn't it?
Ooh, girl. And we had Jane Fonda and Julia that won other Oscars for other people. She was really good. But besides these five, who wasn't nominated? Oh my God. Then we have Diane Keaton, who wasn't nominated. Sure, she did win for Annie Hall, and you can't be nominated twice in the same category. But this dramatic turn is really memorable.
Get this into one of your two heads. The only one that can think. I am my own girl. I belong to me. Now get out of here. Leave. Go. Go.
I don't believe it.
Believe it.
He's throwing me out.
Yes.
And one of the worst travesties is 0 nominations for New York, New York. Liza was great, not nominated. Robert De Niro was great, not nominated. And the songs, New York, New York, and there's some other songs too, they weren't nominated either. Nothing from New York, New York was nominated by the Oscars. Instead, that year, we had Annie Hall and we had Star Wars. We didn't have this up for Best Picture. We also, I Love 1900, a Bernardo Bertolucci epic. And that year also had Close Encounters of the Third Kind. They all could have been up for Best Picture. But, you know, Annie Hall and Star Wars has fans, but I am not their biggest. And sorry, we can add Everything, Everywhere, All at Once to the list. Sure, it has 7 Oscars. Sure, it has a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. Maybe I'm just too literal because this metasphere of connecting with different times and your mind and your fantasy world just weren't my cup of tea. I really did like the acting, I will say that. But I was just more bored. I wasn't excited by these great special effects or the way the movie was filmed. I really just liked the performances, and we're gonna call it a day there. Oh my God, and then what a Snoozefest. I found The Tree of Life that was nominated for Best Picture and won Best Film at the Cannes Film Festival, which is such a prestigious award. And critics on Rotten Tomatoes have given it an 85, but I think some people are like me because it only has a 60% from the audience of Rotten Tomatoes. But it's just, it looks beautiful. I'll give it that. And it's got stars we love: Brad Pitt, Sean Penn, Jessica Chastain. I just think it takes too long to make its point, where Sean kind of reflects on his childhood, where Brad Pitt was his dad, and that shows how he is the way he is today. He wonders what's the meaning of life. There's a tree. Oh, I just think that could have been told in a short film. Maybe on this list, this is my least favorite of the movies that people love that aren't me, because I would have left, but I always give a movie a complete chance in case something happens in the second act and I might like it then. This never won me over. Oh, then we have Dune, the winner of 6 Oscars and 83% on Rotten Tomatoes, with a cast that I love. Made tons of money, had a sequel. Now, I didn't mind it. I really didn't. It is well crafted. Just didn't get totally engrossed. I will say it's much better than the Sting version from decades ago. That was a total flop and awful. This movie, I just say, It's one like I would sit around maybe writing a story, reviewing something while watching it in the background, because it did not captivate me at all. Okay, so remember when you're throwing things at your TV because you're mad at me, it's going to hurt your TV, not me. But I'm not a giant fan of Pulp Fiction. I liked it, but all the acclaim, 93 on Rotten Tomatoes, the best film at the Cannes Film Festival. It lost most of its Oscars to Forrest Gump, but it did win Best Writing, and it did bring John Travolta back to the limelight. And I do think it's good. I really do. I just don't love it the way people do. I just don't. I love so many other Quentin Tarantino movies, Inglourious Bastards, Kill Bill, Django Unchained. I had to think of them all. I love those movies. They are far superior in my mind than this. What do you think? What's your favorite Quentin Tarantino movie? Is it this? Well, that's our show of the week. I hope you come back next week. Until then, I hope you share and subscribe and give me comments. Now, the good thing is I don't have people completely mad at me because I almost did Fight Club. But I couldn't have 2 Brad Pitt movies on there because I do like him. And I rewatched it. I like it better than I did the first time, but it got so many people in love with it that I just thought it's one that maybe I missed the mark. But anyway, tell me what you think, and I hope to see you next week. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.